back to another Toy Soldier Reviews action figure video. Today we have the Marvel Legends newest Spider-Man Retro Wave, Spider-Man Unlimited. So we'll take a look at this packaging and open it on up. Packaging on this figure, this is the retro card that we've seen before, just like the older version, because I showed in the Spider-Man or the Spider-Boy one, you can tell the difference between the packaging, but we've seen this before many of times. Spider-Man Unlimited right there, it says nanotech suit, just like in the show. Spider-Man logo up there, got the entire wave. Already reviewed Spider-Boy, go ahead and watch that video. I might link it below in the description just if you guys want to go watch. Then after that, it's probably going to go Agent Venom, Electro, and we'll finish with Kane. And then I reviewed Chameleon a little bit ago. And then, as you can see, you can swap out your parts. Got your legal stuff down there. There's his bio, if you want to pause and read that. Same picture, same logo. We'll open them on up. So for accessories, Spider-Man Unlimited here comes with a great assortment of hands with claws, fists in the packaging already, and thwips as accessories for each hand, which is really good. It's kind of mandatory for any Spider-Man we get. But yeah, other than that, that's all we have for accessories unless you count the cape, but we'll get into that on the detail part right about now. Spider-Man Unlimited, we all know what the main problem with this figure is, the cell shading. But it's kind of good that Hasbro didn't tackle it themselves, because we've seen some not so great cell shading. It looks like Spider-Man Unlimited. I can clearly tell this is Spider-Man Unlimited. Except the only thing kind of making me weird is this face here. Without like the black circle, it reminds me of the Scarlet Spider, just of the blank face with no webs, no nothing. But other than that, Hasbro, you kind of knocked it out of the park with the sculpting on this. The amount of sculpted parts with the logos through the butterfly joints onto the shoulders, on the back, down at the legs here, and then the sculpted on parts of the gauntlets does look nice. Mine's warped on this side, but that's okay. You've got some nice lines running up and down. This is all sculpted too, even down here and on the sides of the chest. And then the red going down is pretty nice. And then just the sculpted around, I really do like that. Like, if we could get a Spider-Man 2099 on a body like this, because I'm not a big fan of the pizza Spidey body, the skinny body for Spider-Man 2099. I always imagine him just a bit bigger, like this, with some sculpted on parts, like the Ghost Spider logo would look awesome, and of course the eyes and stuff. But the head sculpt is pretty good too, and then the cape is not removable. It's sort of this cloudy, not fully clear, webbed plastic, which does look nice. You can only have it in this position, and it is glued on right here. But it does look nice, feels good. It's a little flimsy, so you can move it back a little bit, but it'll slowly fold back down. But yeah, even the detail in the back there with the spider logo does look nice. So, get into his articulation. Doesn't know renew your vows body, but it is pretty good. You can look about that far up, head shifts forward about that far down. A little bit of swivel, head rotates all the way around. For the arms, it's going to go about that high up. Yeah, that's as far as you're going to get. For butterfly, that far forward. Pretty far back, stop because of this cape though. And then for the arm, it can rotate all the way around. Biceps swivel here. Double elbows, going to get you about that far. Then there is wrist rotation, but the gauntlet is a separate piece, so it's going to move with it. But the wrist can hinge in and outwards, but I try to avoid that because, as you can see, mine was warped in the packaging already. But it is nice how they are a little bit movable, so you can move them how you like. And then for the chest, it goes about that far down. The detail's still going throughout, as well as when you go farther back. So for the crunch backwards, that's as far. And if I didn't catch all the way that far forward, waist swivel, leg is going to kick that far out, that far forward, and that far back. Thigh swivel here, it's going to break up the detail, but that's okay. Double knees, going to get you about that far back. Stops because of the cape, but if you move it out, you can get all the way back if you move the ankle a bit. Then there is boot swivel here, kind of hidden, kind of not, but that's okay. Ankle pivots down, up, and a bit of rocker. And these feet, I think, are new. I don't think I've seen these before. Comment below if you guys know, if not, of the Spider-Man, if this is this all new sculpt or not. But yeah, we'll take a look at some scaling. Unlimited next to some characters from this wave that I reviewed with the Retro Chameleon and the Spider-Boy that I just reviewed on the left. Unlimited next to some other Spider-Man bodies with the Amazing Fantasy on the right and the Renew Your Vows on the left, because this was supposed to be a continuation of the Retro show from the 90s, and he did wear this suit for the first episode before he got, spoilers, before he got on the rocket to take him to, is it New Earth, something like that. But yeah, he did wear the costume. This theme song did play. But yeah, there he is next to some Spider-Mans. Next to some of the big bads from the show with Carnage and Venom. Even though they look nothing like this, I hated the design of Carnage and Venom in that show. It just wasn't for me. They looked all kind of funky. Carnage was all skinny and had like these white teeth and claws. But yeah, here they are. Some bestials, which is also like the high evolutionaries. Like on that planet, they were all animals, kind of like the Guardians of the Galaxy 3 movie. Well, basically the Guardians of the Galaxy 3 movie. Next to the Ursa Major Build-A-Figure and the Toka and Razar from that NECA 2-pack. And if this was cel-shaded, I could see how these kind of fit, because this kind of does look nice next to him, just looking at the two. But yeah, you could easily pass some of these if you cel-shaded it yourself as a bestial. I mean, we don't have any in the line, and we have a high evolutionary, but it doesn't look like the one from the show. Overall, I'm going to give Spider-Man Unlimited a solid 9 out of 10. The only bad thing about this figure, of course, is the cell shading. Sorry about the squeaky chair, and you really need to fix that. But it's good. The figure's good. The sculpted detail is probably my favorite part. Just the way it looks is awesome. The cell shading is the main problem with, I'm pretty sure, everyone's opinions of this figure. But I've seen some really, really good fix-ups, like Fwoosh's, and I think Shartimus or X-Manny did theirs. That looks amazing. I don't have the confidence to paint mine like that, so you'll probably stay like this for now. But it's okay. You probably could easily fix it if you're good at that. If not, you could go ahead and try, which I may or may not do down the road. But it's a good figure other than that. So yeah, like I said, 8 out of 10. I think that's what you said, right? 8 out of 10. But yeah, for the rest of the wave, it's also good, but we'll take a look at my full thoughts. Whoops, there he goes. On the wave at the very end when I review all the figures. Does he want to stand? There we go. But yeah, please like, subscribe, and share, because that helps me out a ton with you guys and helps me get more out into the community of action figure collecting. So yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. Go ahead and watch any of the other 2 reviews of the recent figures from this Spider-Man wave. I'll catch you guys later. Toy Soldier Reviews.